So just after I finished that last video, I remembered I had another little cache of containers that I wanted to do a video on. So I pulled those out and removed all the duplicates. I've got a lot of extras of some of these, but I've got one of each to show you here. These vary from anywhere from 15 milliliters to 300 milliliters. So I'll start going through them. The first one, just to get out of the way, this is a Visine bottle. It's 15 milliliters. Not really anything useful for an alcohol stove or anything like that, but this is a great little container for putting something like iodine in. You can even make a little solution of potassium permanganate in water. Just some kind of antiseptic here, very small amount. So great little containers. Just about everyone's got at least one thing of Visine or Clear Eyes kicking around somewhere. So you can always save those bottles when you're done with them. A few containers here I grabbed at the dollar store. You can pick up higher quality versions of these. I don't know the exact measurements for these. I think this one's 50 milliliters. I think this one here is 60. As these are from the dollar store, the lids on them are terrible. I will not use these for fuel. I just don't trust those lids. I have put things like ketchup and mustard in them for trips, and it works pretty decent for that. I usually throw all those condiments in another Ziploc baggie anyway, so if it leaks, it's not, the end of the world. It's not going to wreck my backpack or anything like that. Whereas you really don't want to spill fuel. It can taint your food. It can leach all the colors out of things. It can do all sorts of interesting stuff. And if it's kerosene, you might even accidentally dry clean your stuff. But anyways, if you get the name brands of these are pretty decent. The name brands are a little expensive, so still would not use them myself. I'm gonna move this out of the way because there's a story to that one. These here, this front lineup, is basically all little things of shampoo and conditioner and lotion from hotel rooms. I've stayed a lot of hotels and motels lately. That's something my girlfriend and I do about once a month, just to go on little mini staycations. But I always clear out whatever they got for shampoo and conditioner. They really don't care if you steal them. I've never been billed for it. Like, they're consumables. It's not like you're running the McDonald's and stealing all their ketchup and mustard packets, like I've heard some people recommend on various camping and hiking blogs. They put these out expecting you to consume it. It's a very limited amount. I've got about 4 of each of these sizes. I haven't emptied out all of the containers. Ones I've got here, I'll have something in it. I'm pretty slow using up all this lotion. I'm not a lotion person. Something like Scope, I always use that right away, and shampoo and stuff like that takes a little longer. These, anywhere from 30 milliliters to 60 milliliters. Perfect size for day trips, a lot of winter hikes. I just bring a small amount of fuel, an alcohol stove, and just enough to make some hot chocolate or something while I'm out there. Great little containers. They really don't cost you anything extra if you're already traveling, but don't go book a hotel just for these. So move those out of the way. Another obvious one here, hand sanitizer. This is 60 milliliters, so 2 fluid ounces. This is great for a day or two. Decent seal on here. Nice little pores spout there. It doesn't come out too fast. This here, I just want to talk about this in a minute. On my left, I've got glycerin. That's got some of its own uses. You can use it as a laxative. You can use it actually as a first aid item. It can also be used to start a fire if mixed with potassium. Wow, trouble talking here. This can also be used to start a fire if mixed with potassium permanganate, which is also, as I mentioned earlier, it's an antiseptic. It can also be used to sterilize water. So, interesting thing to have. It's actually tricky to find in Canada. I did grab this a long time ago. Just happened to spot it in a health food store for $2.89. But I want to get this used up at some point because I want this container. This container here, this is stevia. It's a 0-calorie sweetener. It's a plant extract. Even though the bottle is glass, I want this eyedropper here. it looks like it'll fit on here perfectly. But what I want to do with that is it'll make a great lid for a fuel canister. I could put, well, this is 2 ounces here, just under 60 milliliters. I could, put enough fuel in there for a day trip and have the eyedropper there. So with this Supercat, you usually have a fair bit of fuel left over in there afterwards, and it's easy to retrieve because it's not a sealed unit like the pop can stoves or your penny can stove. And it's just tricky to pour it out because you got all these holes on the side and there's a lip, and it goes everywhere. So most of the time I don't even end up saving it unless it's quite a bit. With this eyedropper, I can retrieve most of that excess fluid and really make 2 ounces of fuel go a long way. So that's a handy little container and a handy little eyedropper unit here that I'm going to combine to make something even better. One of the last things I want to show you here is just a regular shampoo bottle. This is something my girlfriend left here. I don't know what she paid, probably about 10-20 bucks, but I like it. It's got a nice sleek shape. It's 300 milliliters, so good amount there. That's about 10 ounces. You can go for 5 or 10 days depending on how much fuel a day you use. I usually budget at least 2 to 2.5 ounces a day. The cap on this is quite nice. Where are you? I did kind of break it actually, but good little nozzle there where you can squirt it out and get a good control on it. In retrospect, actually it does seal quite well still. I don't know if I trust this for fuel on a 5-day trip now that I think about it, but shampoo bottles are definitely an option if you're going on a week-long trip. They're great bottles to use. They're just the perfect size. It's just a matter of getting the right lid in the right shape. One more thing I wanted to show you here is these mini M&M containers. There's 2 different sizes here. If I stand this up, you'll see it's about twice the height. These you can get for $1 or $2 at I think I got these at dollar stores or just in line at Walmart. They come full of delicious candy, so that's a bonus. They're great little containers. I've seen people that refill them. Actually, Matty the Goose refills these with Bulk Bar and M&Ms and Smarties, and takes them back out, and they're great little food containers. For me, what I use them for, I'll move this one out of the way, they're basically the same thing. Right here I've got solid fuel canisters, or not canisters, solid fuel tablets, and these are your basic hexamine tablets here. I got these actually at a dollar store. The $1 store had a whole bunch in, and I get about a 12 pack for $1, so I stocked up on them. And each of these containers can hold quite a few. The smaller size here stored all of these. You'll see I've got 6 there. The larger size stores 11. So each of these is 1 meal. So I keep one of them in my car with my emergency kit there. I used to keep an alcohol stove in there, but just decided that this took up a little less space, a little easier to work with in some ways. But handy little containers. It does keep them dry and it keeps them safe. These are actually pretty brittle and will break up, and they stink. As soon as I open this, it just about knocked me off my feet. It's very akin to mothballs, but interesting little tablets and dirt cheap and very handy and convenient.